It's release day at Pinkfresh Studio, and I think Mondays are always a little bit more fun when there's new product to check out. And I'm excited today to introduce all of the new goodies that we have available in our online shop. So without further ado, let's take a look. Let's start by taking a look at our four-piece product suites that are a part of this release. First is the Delicate Rosebuds product design. This is a four-piece product suite that includes a 4x6 stamp set, a coordinating die set, which has two dies for the two sentiments that have a little bit more scripted design to them. There is a matching hot foil plate that matches the floral rosebud stem exactly. And then the coordinating layering stencils, which work with both the hot foil plate and the stamp matching up nicely. And then, of course, the die works with all of them as well. Now, this is one of those designs where you really don't want to use the stencils alone. You need that stamped or hot foiled image to get the stems in there. If you used them alone, you would just have a little bit more of an abstract look with where the leaves and the rosebuds are located. Now, here is a card that I made featuring this. I actually made this card live last week on the Pinkfresh Studio YouTube channel. I did the foiling and I did some lovely yellow and pink multicolor rosebuds. As you can see, there is the solid foiling underneath, just peeking out a little bit underneath the standard foiled and then ink blended image. And then this is one of the sentiments from the stamp set. I used the coordinating die to pop it up off of the card and give that a little bit of dimension. Now, up next is our Peony Fantasy product suite. Now, if you recognize this, then you probably attended our Create and Connect May 2022 card making event, so last year. Uh, in the event kit, there was the 4x6 Peony Fantasy stamp set, pardon me, the coordinating die, and then the coordinating layering stencils. We've taken this product design a step further, and we also have created a matching hot foil plate for it as well, which coordinates perfectly with all of the elements. Now, unlike the delicate rosebuds, this is a product suite where you can use the stencils on their own. So you can use them with the stamp, you can use them with the hot foil plate. Of course, the die is one piece, so you'll get to cut out all of those elements by lining up just the one die and running it through your die cut machine once. But then the stencils will also work by themselves. That is how I created this card. I stenciled the peonies on this card only. And you'll notice I also used the hot foil plate in the background to do a little bit of dry embossing just to add a little bit of texture. So, fun thing about this, the flowers can be created in multiple ways. They can be stamped and ink blended, they can be hot foil and ink blended, they can be ink blended alone, or you can use the stamp and hot foil outline and color with any medium you prefer. While we're taking a peek at this card, I wanted to show one more stamp set before we move on to the next section. So, this sentiment right here is from our new Basic Banners Everyday Sentiments set. This is a 4x6 clear stamp set where all of the sentiments are on one stamp, and then they actually uh, work with the previously released Basic Banners die that we released in April. So that was birthday sentiments, and that's what the mock up is on the back of the die packaging. But we are now adding in just some really fantastic everyday sentiments, things like congrats and thank you and miss you and hello friend. So lots of really great sentiment options in this set. And that is what I used on this card right here. So you're going to take a look in a minute at a few more examples using these new products from our team members and welcome guests. All right, so up next, let's take a look at our three-piece product suites. There are three of them. They have a stamp, die, and a stencil. So let's take a closer look at each one. This first one is called Best Thing. So you have the 4x6 stamp set, and what you'll see is you've got the florals and the sweet little bird on one stamp, and that makes it so they easily align with the coordinating layering stencils and then the coordinating one piece die for that element. There are some really fantastic sentiments included, three of which also have coordinating dies on the die set. Now, another really fun aspect to the die set for Best Thing is this sweet little bird cage here. Now, also included in the layering stencils, I'm going to show you here, is there are two layering stencils for adding details to the bird cage. And then the rest of the layering stencils are for coloring in those flowers and the bird. The thing about the die for the bird cage is that you don't have to use it with the stencils. You can absolutely use it alone and cut it from glitter paper, gold pearl paper, colored paper. The sky is really the limit, but by having the two stencils, you can also ink blend in some color to white or light colored cardstock as well. So let's take a look at the card I've created using Best Thing. You'll see that I went ahead and I just die cut the bird cage from some of my favorite glitter paper. And then I heat embossed and ink blended the bird and the flowers to match and finished it off with one of the lovely sentiments in this set. And just look at how fantastic the coordinating die is for that sentiment. Now, up next is Humbled and Grateful. Now, this design is a 4x6 stamp set. It's got a coordinating die and coordinating layering stencil set too. Now, we specifically sized the image of these flowers for mini slimline, so you can use them easily with all of the mini slimline product that we offer. There are three additional dies for cutting out these three main sentiments, and then of course there is a die for cutting out the flowers. Now, this is a two-piece layering stencil set. There's a stencil for the leaves and a stencil for the florals. And when all is said and done, it looks like this. Now, the great thing about it is you can absolutely color them in multicolors, and the flowers are far enough apart that you could also do some differentiation in those as well. Now, I mentioned that this was sized for mini slimline. And I went ahead and I actually created a full size slimline with Humbled and Grateful for their release in rainbow colors. And as you can see, they work nicely along the edges of that larger full size slimline sized card. I went rainbow themed, and then used the fun thank you sentiment included in the stamp, and of course, once again, really fantastic dies for cutting out the sentiments. Now, finally, this is called Lovely Blooms. Now, these florals do coordinate with the Lovely Blooms paper collection that we released last month. So you can use these products in conjunction with the paper collection, but you can also use them on their own in any colors that you want. Now, all of the floral pieces are on one stamp, which helps them easily align with that one piece die and then the stencils as well. There are some really great sentiments, and two of them have coordinating dies. And then when you use them or use these with the stencils, you get this look. Now, this is another set where you actually can use the stencils alone or in conjunction with the stamped image. So keep that in mind. Here is a card that I created using the Lovely Blooms product suite. I've used all of them together. I stamped the image in warm buff to kind of give it that either soft line or almost no line look, but not completely. And then, of course, I colored it in. And this one, I went ahead and I added a little bit of glitter just to make it shimmer and shine. And then, of course, I finished it off with one of the sentiments. Now, here are some more projects from our team using these lovely sets. We've just got two product suites left to take a look at. Now, these have actually been in our online shop for about the past month. they released with our paper collections last month, and they coordinate with our paper collections as well. But we wanted to make sure that we got some more card making inspiration with them. So we added them also into our June release so that you could get some more inspiration in case you've already purchased them. Or if you're seeing them for the first time, you may want to add them into your Pinkfresh Studio collection. Up first is the Sunshine on My Mind stamp, die, and stencil set. This coordinates with our summer paper collection this year with the same name. The elements really coordinate well, of course, with that collection. Now, on the stamp set, you have these really tropical looking flowers and greenery pieces all on one stamp so that they easily coordinate with that one piece die and then the layering stencils. Now, there is also a die for the Hey Sunshine sentiment down here. Now, this is a 5-piece stencil set, and when you use them all together, this is what the images look like. Now, this is one of those sets where you can use the stencils by themselves for that soft, no line stenciled look, or you can use it partnered with the stamp set. So, I created this card a couple of weeks ago on the Pinkfresh Studio YouTube channel live. Because the Sunshine on My Mindset has technically been in our shop for about a month now, and we wanted to start getting some inspiration out there using it. My background is from a 6x6 paper pad from Sunshine on My Mind. So it, of course, partners and pairs really beautifully with the stamps. So for this, I heat embossed the stamped image and then used the stencils to color it in, and then, of course, die cut it. And then I used that fun Hey Sunshine stamp set. Really fun summer tropical vibes. I think you guys are going to love this set. And then we also have a washi tape product suite that we're sharing with you today. Now, this washi tape product suite is called Garden Bouquet, and it does have coordinating embellishments included as well, which, as I mentioned, we did release last month. But we wanted to make sure that we also included this in our June release just to give you some more inspiration for it. Now, the washi tape is gold foiled accent. It's accented with gold foil, pardon me. And then, of course, the beautiful colors. The thing that I really love about this washi tape is I feel like it can be used all year round. I think the colors can really gravitate towards any season. So it's very, very versatile. So that is the wide washi tape. And of course, with the washi tape panels, each panel is always the same because this is a pre-printed or consumable option. But in true Pink Fresh fashion, of course, we have the matching stamp, stencil, and die. Now, this is a 4x12 size stamp set. All of those floral images are on one stamp. And you may need to use a larger stamping platform than a standard size. Or if you look under our tips and tricks section, we have a stamping platform pack, so to speak, where you actually use the lid. So you can search that out for also some additional ways to use these larger stamps in your stamping platform. There are some really fantastic sentiments. Now, with the die, you have the one piece die that cuts out all of the elements from the stamp, the washi, and the stencils. Now, this is a larger die, so it may require either extended plates or double cutting. Keep that in mind. And then there are 3 dies for these 3 larger sentiments that have the more scripted words in them. And then, of course, there are the stencils for coloring in the stamped image. This is 6 pieces. When all is said and done, they look like this. Now, this is another one where you technically can use the stencils on their own, but keep in mind that you will be missing some of the stems. Now, I haven't created a card using this set yet, but I'm sure I will soon. But I'm going to leave you now with some lovely examples using both of these from our team and welcome guests. Now, that is our entire June 2023 release. Now, as with all releases, we do have a really inspiring blog hop going on where you'll get to see a ton more inspiration using these new products. And of course, we have giveaways along the way. So you can get all of that information and a link to our where to start the blog hop in the video description below. Now, speaking of prizes, of course, we have a grand prize giveaway right here on today's video. All you have to do is let us know in the comments below what your favorites are. And keep in mind, I didn't say you had to pick just one. Well, thank you for taking a look at our June 2023 release. We can't wait to hear what your favorites are and see which ones you pick as your must haves.